Welcome back to Sister Scoop, where we are giving you guys the top 3 Marvel news topics of the week. Going right into topic number 1, which is, I think, very exciting news. Ryan Coogler has said that, the next movie on his list is Black Panther 3.
I'm so excited. Also, cautiously excited. Y'all know there's a lot obviously going on around the Black Panther franchise and the futures of who's going to hold the mantle and everything like that. But all of that aside, I love this franchise. It is so good. Ryan Coogler is so good. So in him we trust. And I can't wait. I mean, even like the little bit that we've gotten, knowing that Denzel is potentially sounds like going to be in the film. I mean, this is just going to be continued excellence. I'm hoping and I am confident. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, and Ryan Coogler we trust always.
Yes.
I think it's one of those situations where, when the Russo brothers took up doing Captain America, there was a reason they decided to have him do the third movie. Obviously, they didn't do the first, but then there was a reason they brought them on to do Infinity War, Endgame, and now obviously Doomsday and Secret Wars. So when you find a director that works and understands their characters, although we could talk about how that went a little off kilter for,
and we have,
for Endgame a little bit. But regardless, when you have directors who really understand the stories and they know what they want to share, and I think Ryan Coogler is one of those, yes, bring him back. And I actually think,
sure.
I mean, he had one of the hardest jobs ever because he had an entire script written for a movie he wasn't able to make, obviously, due to, unfortunately, the passing of Chadwick Boseman. He had a Black Panther 2 prepared for him and his character. And unfortunately, we'll never get to see that really play out. But he pivoted, and I think we can all say Black Panther 2 was an amazing piece, an homage. I mean, he did a great job moving the story forward in a very different direction. So I'm really excited because I love going back to Wakanda, but I also know truly that Ryan Coogler, I trust everything. When it is in his hands, I fully am trusting that's going to be an amazing story.
Oh, for sure. And I think, like I said, the only real reason that I'm nervous is just because who is going to hold the mantle? That has been a question for a long time now. Obviously, Shuri is currently the owner of the Black Panther mantle, but whether that continues after Secret Wars, especially, and like potential time jumps and things like that and reboots remains to be seen. That's the only piece that I'm nervous about. But to your point, Ryan has done such a good job with some of the most, to what you were saying, challenging circumstances to stay true to the character and what that character means and that story. And I think he's so respectful in that way. So even though I'm a little nervous, I also know that if it was any other director, I'd be way more nervous, but he can handle it. So it'll be great either way. And I mean, this is one that I'm really, really looking forward to.
Yeah, me too. And of course, timing on a Black Panther 3 right now is kind of up in the air. We do still have, as you pointed out, oh my gosh, not Endgame, Secret Wars and Doomsday, coming up. That's going to really change the landscape. So it is very unclear what it's going to look like. But regardless, I'm excited. It's nice to get this kind of news because, things are moving forward. And I do look forward to seeing what they bring for Black Panther 3.
100%.
Moving on to, this is actually Secret Wars and Doomsday related news. Sadie Sink, who's about to have a huge next month and a half with Stranger Things coming out in the 3 installments. Very excited for my Stranger Things fans. I know we're all looking forward to it, but she obviously has already been cast in the 4th Spider-Man edition and now is going to be in Secret Wars.
Yeah, so it sounds like from a Deadline article when they were talking to her about some of the new projects she's in. She's actually just got cast in a Romeo and Juliet play as well. So when they were talking about her, they kind of listed out, and one of the next things that she'll be filming is the next Avengers installment in 2026, which is obviously at this point Secret Wars, considering Doomsday has wrapped filming. So. Yep. Exciting. I know the conversation has continued to be, who is that mystery character? Every time she is on set, she is bundled up. We are not seeing any costuming to be able to give us any hints. I know, Jean Grey has been a big one that has been circulated. Mayday Parker seems to be kind of rising in terms of realism and where people are kind of leaning right now based on this latest Secret Wars casting. So exciting, but I'm really looking forward to seeing who she's going to play.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting because from the jump, a lot of people had just assumed when she was cast in Spider-Man, because it's Spider-Man and she's a redhead, that she would obviously be playing Mary Jane. Like, I think everybody was like, yeah. Then they were like, actually, we're bringing Zendaya back. And then everybody was like, oh, I guess not. And I think that was just confusion. And I do think, having her be confirmed for something such as Secret Wars, obviously to me reads that she's a hero. Like, she's not just a love interest or something of that nature. She's genuinely suited up. She's doing something. I actually personally, although I know she's not wearing a wig, would be totally down for Felicia Hardy. I think she'd be a great Felicia Hardy. And I also think, if you're not going to bring her on as Mary Jane Watson, like, okay, or Gwen Stacy, like, but you can't have an iconic redhead and it not be Mary Jane. So it's going to be interesting to see what character she does come out as. But I
Unless
do
she's
think
Mary Jane's daughter. There you go.
yeah, I mean, I do think it's going to be kind of interesting how that is told. I think I'm not open yet, and I understand, okay, it's not my universe, but I'm not yet open to some of the intricacies that could essentially, to tell that story, it has to really shift, right? It has to shift what we know about Spider-Man, what we've seen in Tobey and Andrews. It really has to change our perspective of the universe and the way we thought Tom's universe would play out. So I think I'm struggling there with that. I know you did mention some characters she's been thought to be. I struggle with all of them, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
Where does a Jean Grey fit in a Spider-Man movie? That's where
Well,
I
that's
keep
why
getting
I just
stuck.
don't think that that's valid. I don't think that's a
Yeah.
like, I think if she was Jean Grey, that would have been cool, but she wouldn't be in Spider-Man. But now
Right.
knowing she's in Spider-Man, you said Mayday Parker. I'm like, cool. How does that fit with Tom? Like, it's very complicated no matter how it is. And you know what? I'll bet you it's very simple. I bet you she's someone really easy and we're all overthinking it. Like, I really do. I mean, I'm pretty sure not to bring up this because there's a lot to say about this right now, about the sentence I'm about to say, but I'm pretty sure they had Sydney Sweeney being a redhead in whatever, Madam Web. Wasn't she a redhead?
Yeah. Because she was one of the
So,
female. She was
Spider
one of
Women.
the kind
Yeah.
of like a strawberry blonde, maybe.
So that's
color.
actually the character I'm kind of wondering if that's who she is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed to that because like those
Me neither.
characters are cool. They got like 10 minutes of screen time as in the suits. Not even. They got
Not
2
even.
minutes
I think
of
they were
screen
lucky
time.
if they had like 2.
Yeah. Well, because I was like thinking about it and I was like, oh, they actually are in the movie a lot, but like not in the suits. So I like changed my sentence halfway through. But they have like 2 minutes of screen time in the suits, being actual superheroes. They're cool characters.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily feel the need to continue those iterations of the characters.
No.
I would much prefer like Marvel takes it over and says like, this is how we're going to do it, and like build out some of the Spider adjacent characters or Spider-Man adjacent characters. So yeah, I'd be super open to that because I think bring on some of the ladies with the spider powers because they're baddies and they're awesome.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of wondering if it's like, I'm thinking superhero wise, and they kept her a redhead. So I'm kind of trying to like put it into that area that makes sense to me and isn't like some sort of, oh, but this is different in this universe and blah, blah, blah. And yeah. Yeah. Well, moving on before we go down this rabbit hole for too long. This one really excites me because I love Josh Gad.
I know.
Josh Gad is going to be in Wonder Man. And it sounds like he's playing himself, which is even better.
Yes. The fact that he is playing Josh Gad, the actor, in this film, because as we've seen, like one of the few things we know about this show is that Simon Williams is going to be an actor and he's, trying out for the Wonder Man show. So they're kind of doing this like fun little meta thing where there are celebrities in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, one of which is Josh Gad, which is incredible because
I'm so happy.
I love that man. So I am excited. Apparently he's playing like a very over the top, uber famous version of himself. I just think he's going to kill it. And I mean, adoration. That's all I can say. I love him so much.
I love him. For reference, guys, I was in like 7th grade when Frozen came out, so I was still semi in the like age range of their audience. And I thought Olaf to me is still arguably one of the funniest characters.
Yes.
That I think Disney ever put out. But on top of that, I'm a New Girl fan, like Bear Claw to the end. Like, I just love Josh Gad. I think he's so funny. And so I really am looking forward to him joining the MCU as himself. I think that's so fitting. It also just means it's gonna be hilarious. Like, you just know it's gonna be funny.
Between him and Trevor, I mean, I fully expect to be like crying.
Yes.
Like, I'm so excited.
I'm so deeply excited about this. It's not even funny. Again, what a great way to bring Josh Gad in. I really think it's gonna be great. So, such good news. It makes me look forward to the show even more. Like, honestly, it's one of those pieces of news where you're like, well, you could have held off on it, but I'm so glad you didn't. Like, I'm glad I know this is going to happen going into this show.
100%.
We love Josh Gad here. Sisters assembled. But this has been this week's Sister Scoop. Make sure you guys are joining us next week as we cover 3 more Marvel news topics. And of course, on the podcast side, we are back. So we are doing our WandaVision replay. So go ahead and listen to us over there as we talk all things WandaVision in the big 2025. And until next week, we'll see you guys. Bye.